Well, hello everybody, and welcome to episode 110 of the Let's Play world. I'm over here at the Conservatory of Flowers, and I just want to give you a couple of updates. First off, in front of the conservatory, you can see I planted some trees, and I did some frog lights underneath moss carpet, so this is nice and bright at nighttime. Been working on extending the sidewalk, and I've started work on a couple of little mini skyscrapers here. I'll show you more of those in a little bit. I want to show you inside the conservatory. We've got this nice little path, and when we go inside, I've started growing some plants, just so we have some materials to work with. You can see I did an acacia tree, and it fits really well in this space. Also did a couple of oak trees, and they just look really, really good. Bamboo, I've just started growing kind of willy-nilly, and I realized we don't have a bamboo farm. Now that we have the 1.20 update on the horizon, we're definitely going to need to do that. Bamboo has become really overpowered. 4 of these little bamboo pieces will make 1 piece of wood, and you don't have to replant bamboo. You know, once you break it, it just keeps growing. So for things like hoppers and chests, this is your go-to wood. Since the sniffer won, that means we're getting some ancient seeds and some new types of plants. So I think we're going to wait a little bit as far as filling up the interior of this with plants to see what we come up with there. Today, I've got a whole bunch of stuff I want to do. Specifically, out front here, you can see I cleared out a space. And right down there, there's a few netherrack bricks that are denoting a little space there as well. I want this to be one of our subway stops. And I think I want to start working on the subway. Down here, I imagined we could do something like, I don't know, a concession stand or, you know, like a little bit of a tourist trap for people who are visiting the conservatory. So we might do something here, and I've started growing some spruce trees to get some wood for this project. This I just kind of piled up. It's just stone, so not real exciting. But it looks all right in this space. The front looks pretty good. And then this building, I started working on this, and I think it looks pretty great as well, especially from a distance. But I need a lot more sandstone, so I've only gotten one side on it so far. As far as the subway goes, I have a little bit of an idea of what I want to do, and right now I think we have 5 stops. So in addition to the stop by the conservatory, we've got a stop here in Old Town. We've got the original stop that I did over here by the coffee shop. There's a stop over by the village, and then I want to do a stop closer to base. And I think what I want to do is a circuit. So I want it to be kind of like a loop, rather than a out and back kind of track where it goes from one station all the way down to the other station. I think I want it to be a loop. And some of the stops I want to model off of actual subway stops that I've seen. So I've ridden subways in New York and in Chicago and Washington, D.C. and San Francisco, and they all have a little bit of a different feel and kind of design. And I want to copy some of that in some of our stations. The last thing I want to do today, I think, is see if we can track down a mushroom island. See if we can find a mooshroom for our zoo. Ever since the 1.20 announcements, I'm getting very excited about starting on a new base. The bamboo wood is a really, really cool texture, and I think will make things potentially much more decorative. But 1.20 is still pretty far away, and we've got a lot of work to do around here still. Besides bamboo, the other thing I'm pretty interested in playing with is the chiseled bookshelves. They're great looking, I think, and I think they're going to be a really interesting storage solution for books. You know, rather than just throwing them in a chest, we can actually put them in a bookcase, and then we could, you know, potentially even label the bookcase, you know, these are these books, or these are my mending books, or whatever. I think it's going to be cool. I decided to go with an information booth. Eventually we could put either an iron golem or a pillager in here to kind of man the booth, but it's just a nice little area for tourists to kind of pop up and get some information. And I think this area feels kind of touristy. We've got a monument, we've got a conservatory of flowers, and we're going to have a subway station. And I think what I want to do here today is just build the subway station, and then eventually I kind of want to have a building that sort of surrounds the subway station a little bit. I think I want to end up going down about 10 or 12 blocks, just so we have plenty of room underground to do some building. So this is 12 blocks underground, which I feel probably going to be deep enough, and it's a pretty good length staircase. So I think my plan is to dig down at each of the stations so I can figure out the coordinates of where the tracks are going to be, and then we can just dig tunnels to connect all the different stations. The second station will be here. This is the very first station that we ever built. And then we've got this station here. And I think the last station I want to do is going to be here by the base. This is our little monument slash plaza out here in this kind of historic old part of our base. And after the time lapse, I actually turned the stairway the other way because I was running into the river and I didn't want to go deeper. So staircase just goes down there. Got some of the frog lights up here to keep things bright. Just quartz, you know, so it just looks simple, like a monument. And I think what I want to do is we have graves over here from a while ago when we did our little story with the data pack. I think I want to put some graves over here as well, so we have kind of like a proper graveyard. I'm gonna light a few candles here. That is the other half of our graveyard. So we basically have one stop right down here by the conservatory. We've got one stop right up here by our old town. We've got a stop right up here by our downtown. We've got a stop over here on one side of the village, and then a stop over here on the other side of the village. I'm considering doing one more stop up here at the zoo. And what I was thinking is having a circuit so that it would basically just do a big loop and just kind of keep going around and around. But part of me is also like, I could just kind of do a there and back. As far as the actual mechanics of the minecart, since it's just me and I don't have to worry about, you know, multiple riders, I'm going to do something probably pretty simple. So I'm going to think about that. But yeah, let's run up here and see if we can find a spot to do one more stop up by the zoo. Right behind our little ranger station here, we have a little bit of space, and I think we could probably use some of this here for a stop. So I put the rail stop here because I want to leave this area open for the possibility of camels or sniffers or things like that. I'm sure we'll be able to use this space. Started tunneling down and found another cave. So we'll have to deal with that as we build our rail line. So the way this is going to work is that each of these stations, there's going to be a platform in the center with tracks on either side. And so this will go somewhere and this will go somewhere. So I'm going to put a graphic up on the screen here to kind of show you my plan. And you can kind of see how there is a loop that goes around the entire area, and then one little jog that just kind of goes through the city itself. So we'll have one line that goes from the base all the way up to the zoo, one line that goes from the zoo all the way down to the monument, and then a line that kind of cuts across the city. And that way, every station will have two tracks that service it that go to different places. So between episodes, I'm going to do some digging, kind of connect some of these things up. But today, I want to see if we can find a mushroom. I started my world so long ago that a lot of the, chunk base and things like that, they don't always accurately represent what my world looks like. When they did the terrain generation changes, things really got different. So I think I know where there might be a mushroom island, but we'll see what we find. Well, that's depressing. I found the mushroom island, but it's teeny tiny and there's no mushrooms on it. Well, gosh, not sure what to do. I think I'm just going to head back and have to do more research because I'm not sure where there's another mushroom island. Okay, did a little bit more research. There might be a teeny tiny island somewhere down here. So we're going to go check it out. We're going to run down to our mining outpost way down south. Haven't been down here in a bit. Okay, so hypothetically, we were to fly this direction. Well, found a panda. That's pretty exciting. It's really far away from base, but it's the first one I've ever seen in this world, so that's very cool. Pretty big bamboo jungle here. What is with our luck? I found another one really far away, and there's no mushrooms. I don't understand. Well, no luck on a mushroom, but we've got some pandas, and I think I want to see if I can get them back to the zoo. know sometimes they get aggressive if you get near the baby ones. All right. What is with us and stealing baby bears? Well, we've got a full-size panda, and fortunately you can break the boat with a panda in it. Oh boy, they are painfully slow. It's taken a long time. Why are they so slow? Pathfind in a really weird way. Like they don't understand diagonals. Go. Gosh, come on. Oh my goodness, that was so frustrating. Should be pretty smooth sailing. I'm just going to go all the way back to the base over the ocean, and then we can put this guy away. Oh my gosh, they're just the worst. So there we've got our panda. Now we have panda and we have ocelot, and the only other jungle mob I think we need is birds. But that is going to wait for another episode. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you had fun. Please like and subscribe if you want to follow along on the adventure, and I hope to see y'all in the next one. Bye-bye.